Dear finance professionals and students, welcome to podcast of FCA Deepak Rao, a practicing chartered accountant. Weekly digest for week 4 of January 2025. The government is considering including R&D investments and funding for setting up dedicated EV assembly lines in existing factories under the scheme for manufacturing electric cars. This move aims to boost local manufacturing of high-end EVs. Companies like Hyundai, Skoda, and Mercedes-Benz India have shown interest, with guidelines to be released soon. PepsiCo and Tata Consumer Products have teamed up to develop and sell packaged snacks, integrating PepsiCo's Kurkure brand with Tata's Ching's Secret. This collaboration aims to compete in the fiercely growing Indian snacks market, which is projected to reach Rs 95,522 crores by 2032. India's law firms are increasingly recruiting experts from diverse non-legal backgrounds to meet the growing demands of hyper-specialized fields such as technology, environmental, social and governance compliance, project management and policy making. The shift reflects the evolving nature of legal services, where multidisciplinary expertise is becoming essential to navigate the complexities of modern business and regulatory environments. RBI has announced liberalized norms to encourage the use of the Indian rupee and local national currencies to settle cross-border transactions. Under the norms, persons resident outside India will be able to settle bona fide transactions with non-residents using the balances in their repatriable INR accounts, such as special non-resident rupee accounts. Also, persons resident outside India will be able to use their balances held in repatriable INR accounts for foreign investment in non-debt instruments. The CBIC has issued notification to amend the definition of specified premises from the services rate and exemption notifications to link it with actual value of supply of any unit of accommodation provided by the hotel, and to make the rate of GST applicable on restaurant services in such hotels for a given financial year dependent upon the value of supply of units of accommodation made in the preceding financial year. The Reserve Bank of India is considering an application from Tata Sons, the holding company of the Tata Group, to deregister itself from being classified as a core investment company under upper layer non-banking finance company. There are 15 finance companies that fall in this category. NBFC upper layers are required to get listed by September under RBI rules. Tata Trust is the largest shareholder in Tata Sons with a 66% stake and has no appetite for a listing. JSW Steel's entity plans to raise Rs 2,600 crore via a 3-year zero-coupon bond to finance its Rs 3,900 crore acquisition of ThyssenKrupp Electrical Steel India. The bond issuance will have an implied yield of 9.45%, with both JSW and JFE Steel infusing Rs 1,300 crore in equity to support the acquisition. The CBIC has issued a notification to amend RCM notification number 13/2017 Central Tax, and now sponsorship services provided by the body corporates would be under forward charge mechanism. Also, taxpayers registered under composition levy scheme are excluded from paying GST under RCM on renting of any commercial or immovable property other than residential dwelling. Go Airlines has been admitted into liquidation by the Delhi Bankruptcy Court after lenders failed to receive a viable revival plan. The company has liabilities of about Rs 8,575 crore, including significant debts to major banks and other financial creditors. Assets will be liquidated to repay creditors. The CBIC has issued notification to provide that no GST shall be levied on services of insurance provided by the Motor Vehicle Accident Fund against contributions made by insurers out of the premiums collected for third-party insurance of motor vehicles. Motor Vehicle Accident Fund is constituted for providing compensation or cashless treatment to the victims of road accidents, including those involved in hit-and-run cases. In a relief for asset reconstruction companies or ARCs, the settlement of small ticket bad loans of Rs 1 crore or less will now be easier. The Reserve Bank of India on Monday said ARCs would no longer require an approval from an independent advisory committee to settle dues of borrowers with a principal outstanding of Rs 1 crore or less. The new rules will speed up the resolution of retail bad loans, according to industry experts, and encourage ARCs to acquire more retail non-performing assets. In a collaboration that could transform the last mile delivery, Bharti Airtel and Bajaj Finance have forged a partnership to create one of India's largest digital platforms for financial services. Airtel's 375 million customers can now access most of Bajaj Finance retail financial offerings using its 1.2 million strong distribution network. Snabit, a quick service app offering on-demand home services, has raised $5.5 million in a Series A funding round led by Elevation Capital with participation from Nexus Venture Partners. Prominent angel investors including Vidit Atre, Sanjeev Barnwal, Gaurav Munjal and Neeraj Singh also participated in the round. This follows a $1 million seed investment by Nexus Venture Partners in early 2024. Snabit aims to simplify urban living by connecting households with trusted and trained professionals for everyday home tasks. These experts can be booked by the hour and arrive within 15 minutes, equipped to handle tasks such as cleaning, dishwashing, and laundry. The platform promises a quick, reliable, and high-quality solution to challenges faced by many Indian households. Donald Trump's inaugural speech indicates an era of prioritizing America at the expense of global partners, including India. He plans to impose high tariffs and restrict immigration, impacting the H-1B visa process. While he aims to boost oil and gas exploration, his policies could trigger trade wars, potentially affecting India's economy and export capabilities. In a bid to address challenges arising from the implementation of the Direct Tax Vivad Se Vishwas Scheme 2024, the Central Board of Direct Taxes has issued a clarification through a Gazette notification dated January 20, 2025. The scheme, enacted via the Finance Act 2024 and effective from October 1, 2024, aims to resolve direct tax disputes amicably. However, specific scenarios have posed complications, including cases where, number 1, an order was passed before the specified date of July 22, 2024. Number 2, the time to file an appeal against such an order was still valid on the specified date. Number 3, appeals were filed after July 22, 2024 within the allowable time frame. And number 4, the appeal was submitted without a delay condonation application. To eliminate ambiguity, the central government has now mandated that such appeals will be deemed pending as of July 22, 2024. These appellants will be considered eligible under the scheme and disputed tax will be calculated based on the filed appeals. The relevant rules of the scheme will apply to these cases accordingly. Sam Altman-led OpenAI has unveiled a new initiative, the Stargate project, committing $500 billion to developing AI infrastructure over the next 4 years. The project will focus on building data centers dedicated exclusively to OpenAI as the company continues to expand its generative AI computing capabilities. An initial $100 billion is set to be deployed immediately to kickstart the initiative. Stargate's development is being led by SoftBank, OpenAI, Oracle, and Abu Dhabi's MGX. SoftBank will oversee the financial aspects while OpenAI will manage operations. Masayoshi Son, the founder of SoftBank, has been appointed chairman of the project. The construction phase has already commenced, beginning in Texas. This initial site is believed to be Oracle's project in Abilene, Texas, a location leased from Crusoe. Speaking at a White House press conference, Oracle founder Larry Ellison revealed that 10 data centers are under construction at the Texas site. Bengaluru-based ad-tech unicorn InMobi is in advanced discussions to raise $400 million in a Series E funding round at a post-money valuation of $8 billion. The last known valuation of InMobi stood at $1.5 billion, making the projected $8 billion valuation a more than five-fold increase. Both existing and new investors are expected to participate in the equity-only round, which could close in the coming weeks. Skydo Technologies has received in-principle authorization from the Reserve Bank of India to operate as a payment aggregator cross-border entity. Serving over 12,000 Indian exporters, it processes more than $250 million in annual payments. Skydo aims to increase its payment volume tenfold, expand services, and support import payments. It has also secured payment service provider approval from Amazon. Tata Sons is exploring various scenarios to address the pressure from the Shapoorji Pallonji Group for a possible share sale. Options include a public listing, stake sale, or buyout of the minority stake. However, these outcomes are not expected immediately due to stakeholder disagreements and strained relations. Tata Motors is reorganizing its commercial vehicle business into 8 sub-segments ahead of a public listing. This move aims to enhance financial resilience and chart independent growth paths. The company is focusing on international expansion while aiming to address market challenges and achieve transparency in segment performance. The RBI has notified an amendment to Para 15 of the Master Direction on Asset Reconstruction Companies or ARCs, which pertains to the guidelines on settlement of dues of borrowers by ARCs. Now, every ARC shall frame a board-approved policy for the settlement of dues payable by the borrowers. This policy shall cover aspects such as the cut-off date for one-time settlement eligibility, permissible sacrifice for various categories of exposures, and methodology for arriving at the realizable value of the security. Under the SEBI extant norms, ESG rating providers or ERPs will carry out a review of the ESG ratings upon the occurrence of or announcement or news of such material developments immediately but not later than 10 days of occurrence of the said event. Considering the challenges faced in ESG ratings for a large pool of listed companies, SEBI has specified that review of ESG rating pursuant to publication of BRSR shall be carried out immediately but not later than 45 days of the publication of the BRSR. SEBI has mandated the disclosure of the risk-adjusted return information ratio or IR for mutual fund schemes. The IR is an established financial ratio used to measure the risk-adjusted return of any scheme portfolio. Mutual funds and AMCs are directed to disclose the IR of a scheme portfolio on their website along with performance disclosures on a daily basis. Further, IR disclosure must be applicable only for equity-oriented schemes. RBI has released a list of NBFCs in the upper layer under scale-based regulation for NBFCs for the year 2024-25. Accordingly, the list of NBFC upper layer includes LIC Housing Finance Limited, Bajaj Finance Limited, Tata Sons Private Limited, Tata Capital Limited, Bajaj Housing Finance Limited, PNB Housing Finance Limited, etc. Further, the inclusion of Tata Sons Private Limited in the list of NBFC upper layer is without prejudice to the outcome of its application for deregistration, which is under examination. The Reserve Bank of India has requested commercial banks to report the impact of the proposed stringent liquidity coverage ratio norms, which require banks to hold more high-quality liquid assets. The norms are intended to mitigate withdrawal risk but may constrain lending capacity. In 2025, electric vehicle launches in India are set to surpass petrol and diesel cars, with 18 electric vehicles scheduled for release. Industry leaders including Kia, Maruti Suzuki, and Hyundai anticipate significant growth in the electric vehicle market, bolstered by government incentives and infrastructure improvements. The Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs announced a waiver of late fees for delayed filings of reconciliation statements and annual returns, which is GSTR 9C, for the financial years 2017-18 to 2022-23. Taxpayers must file the reconciliation statement by March 31, 2025 to avail the waiver. The Goods and Services Tax Network has addressed and resolved an issue concerning duplicate entries in GSTR 2B for certain taxpayers. A corrected GSTR 2B has now been generated. To ensure accurate input tax credit claims while filing GSTR 3B, taxpayers are advised to verify the input tax credit values carefully in compliance with GST laws. The Central Consumer Protection Authority or CCPA on Thursday issued notices to Ola and Uber for allegedly charging different rates from consumers based on their mobile phone operating systems. In the past few months, commuters using these aggregator platforms flagged a disparity between rates for identical routes on iPhones and Android devices. Infosys has announced its plans to strengthen its strategic partnership with Telangana government with the expansion of Infosys' IT campus at Pocharam in Hyderabad. This will create an additional 17,000 jobs in the campus, where Infosys already employs over 35,000 people, making it one of the largest campuses in the country. The country's largest consumer goods company, Hindustan Unilever, has put in place a four-pronged strategy to grow its beauty and well-being business, created in April last year. The plan aims to increase the share of its premium portfolio within beauty and well-being by 900 basis points in the coming years as HUL accelerates its premiumization efforts. Beauty and well-being currently contribute 20% to HUL's sales and 33% to its profits. A new $500 billion AI initiative, Stargate, was announced by US President Donald Trump, SoftBank, OpenAI, and Oracle, promising to create over 100,000 jobs. However, Elon Musk's doubts about the project's funding and his ongoing rivalry with OpenAI's Sam Altman sparked public disputes. As questions about the future of artificial intelligence persist, experts remain divided on the project's long-term impact on society and geopolitics. In a significant move to streamline the administration of indirect taxes, the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, or CBIC, issued notification designating and empowering specific central excise officers with enhanced jurisdiction and authority. Under this notification, the CBIC has clarified the jurisdiction and powers of officers, including Principal Additional Directors General, Additional Directors General, and Commissioners of Central Excise and Service Tax. These officers are now tasked with handling appeals filed on or after July 1, 2017 under Section 35 of the Central Excise Act 1944 and Section 85 of the Finance Act 1994. The Supreme Court on Friday issued a stay order on the Delhi High Court judgment in favor of Tiger Global International 3 Holdings, a Mauritius-based investment entity, in a case involving the sale of its stake in Flipkart Singapore to Walmart in 2018 for over Rs 14,500 crore, thus generating capital gains in India. The Authority for Advanced Rulings had earlier denied Tiger Global treaty benefits, arguing that the transaction was structured to avoid taxes and that the India-Mauritius DTAA did not apply to such indirect transfers. However, the Delhi High Court overturned the AAR's ruling, citing the DTAA's grandfathering provisions and the validity of Tiger Global's tax residency certificate. As competition intensifies in the quick commerce sector, marketing spends by leading players are expected to rise by 30 to 40% in 2025, reaching Rs 2,000 crore according to industry experts. The rise in spending will primarily target digital marketing in Tier 1 cities, utilizing social media campaigns, hyperlocal targeting, WhatsApp promotions, and personalized notifications. In smaller cities where many quick commerce companies are expanding, firms are expected to combine digital efforts with offline strategies like hoardings and free samples. Tata Electronics said on Friday it has bought a 60% stake in Taiwanese contract manufacturer Pegatron's India unit that operates an iPhone plant, beefing up the Tata Group firm's position as an Apple supplier in a fast-growing market. The stake acquisition in Pegatron Technology India is for Apple Inc.'s iPhone plant near the southern city of Chennai. The company will now have 2 plants in the southern state of Tamil Nadu and 1 in neighboring Karnataka, which it took over from Taiwan's Wistron last year. Buoyancy in the primary markets has offered a tantalizing opportunity for companies that missed out on a successful initial public offering in their first attempt. Since September last year, 7 firms have refiled their draft red herring prospectus with the markets regulator Securities Exchange Board of India, with several more in the pipeline according to investment bankers. This trend is driven by recent successes, with 18 companies achieving successful listings on their second attempt in the past 12 months.
This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.